Hey Scott, I'm Caitlin. I'm a physician assistant student. I see that you cut your arm real good there, so I want to go over the options of how we can fix your wound. So the big thing's worrying about, how long ago did you do it? We really worry if it's more than 12 hours. Since it happened today, we kind of have some different options, and then we worry about mechanism of injury, in your case, falling on some stairs. So if you're not up to date on tetanus, we really recommend updating that today. So major options that we can do today, if it's superficial, so I want to irrigate it and really see how deep it is. So I'm just going to take some saline, clean it out. I'm going to look for any more like glass. I know that you cut it on some glass, any dirt, anything like that in it. So I'll clean that out, see how deep it is. If it's pretty superficial, there's skin tape, steri strips, and then there's the glue that a lot of people know of. So issues with the tape is, we're literally taping the skin together, so it really can't get wet. It does run the risk of the strips coming off and then your skin can open back up. If it's not really approximated well, you do run the risk of scarring, but it does save you a needle stick, and they're pretty quick to do. You don't have to come back and get anything removed. They would fall off on their own. But again, kind of the same thing with the glue. It's quick to put it on there, and with, smaller, more superficial cuts, they work well. But if we, once we kind of irrigate that wound that you have, and if it's a little deeper, they might not be top of the list options for us. One thing that's common that we do all the time is stitches. So that's gonna, us going in and numbing you up and then putting a few stitches in there. So risk with that is, anytime that you're gonna have a cut, kind of the same thing with staples, which I'm gonna talk about later, is you're in the risk of infection. It can be painful, you can bleed, and then both stitches and staples will have to be removed later, probably about 7 to 10 days. And then you always run the risk of stitches popping out and your cut can open back up. But, the good thing about stitches, and we do them all the time, is it's going to help your wound heal. And it's going to minimize your scarring, because how we do it, we get it really lined up to where your skin can kind of reconnect as it heals, and then kind of reduce, opening and bleeding and infection. As far as staples, we can do that. A lot of people choose stitches over staples, but that can also, cause scarring or discomfort because you're having staples. And then, like I mentioned earlier, you'll have to get them removed. The last option, and we kind of do this more for, cuts that have been more than 12 hours, really dirty, that we think, you don't want to close up that infection, would be what we call secondary intention. Fancy word for we just leave it open and let the skin heal. Not really leaning towards that for you. I just kind of wanted to mention that because I know that, this just happened. We can get it cleaned up. And I think stitches would be very well, or would work really well for you, but I did want to give you all the options, kind of risk and benefits to them all, kind of let you decide, especially after, kind of after we look at it. I'll let you know if we are able to see or do the glue or tape, but kind of leaning towards stitches. And, kind of general theme here that I've mentioned over and over is anytime with a cut, you can bleed. Anytime with a cut, you can run the risk of infection. I don't think you'll need an antibiotic, but we can always monitor for signs of infection. That could be redness, extreme pain, or kind of gross stuff leaking out. And then at that point, I can put you on an antibiotic. But I really think, with some stitches, cleaning it up good, I think you're going to be good. Any questions for me? I know that was a lot.